Today we are choosing on who we think should represent the average teen for the United States. We're presenting that candidate in front of a third world country president. First, we should define the problem, and the problem is that we all have different opinions on who we think should be selected. Derek?
Okay, guys, let me just start it off. Well, whenever you hear the term hardworking American, what do you think? Personally, I think Ling Cho. Let me just define her real quick, okay? She's an A-plus student, front runner for valedictorian, accepted in Harvard and Yale, and she's a very organized person overall. Not only that, but she has a schedule already made for the day of the event. I don't know anyone else who is more qualified to represent the United States of America. Now let's go on to Sammy.
Alrighty, I like Jacob Jones because he has great personality, he's very laid back, but he likes to get things done as well. He started a recycling project at school that has become successful and copied by other high schools. He's well liked by other students and teachers, and I think that's what we need.
Alright, so personally, when I think of the word average, I think about imperfections and flaws, and Bahir Haddad is a great example of average. He's a B average student. He was recently suspended because of his parents, their divorce. He appears in mock trials and debate, and he plans to go to a debate competition.
The next step on how we should decide our candidate is we should establish criteria for a workable solution. The criteria that we should base around there is character, education, and what he or she does outside of the class, extracurricular activities. Let's start with character.
Well, Ling Cho, characteristic of her is that she does not have many friends, mostly because she's a little bit timid in personality. But because of this helps her stay on track and in line in terms of schoolwork. And
Jacob Jones, he's very self-confident and he's very laid back, which is pretty good because you don't want someone who's too uptight.
Jada Williams, she's very creative, and I think this will allow her to have differing opinions on other stuff at hand. Like, she's more average than a lot of other people.
Bahir Haddad, he has imperfections, but he's short-tempered. But his imperfections, his ability to overcome his imperfections shows determination and grit.
Okay, next we should debate on their education backgrounds.
well, obviously, Ling Cho is very up there in terms of education, and she's already accepted into Harvard, and she's been an A+ student all her life, and in line for valedictorian. In terms of education, nothing can hold her back.
Jacob Jones, he's a C student and he's a junior, but he still has room for improvement, and I'm pretty sure he would do that. So,
For Jada Williams, she's taking a rigorous course in AP Art, even with dyslexia.
And Bahir Haddad, he's faced with adversity. His parents are going through a divorce. However, he's still able to make B average.
Next is extracurricular activities.
Well, personally, based on my info, Ling Cho does not have many extracurricular activities. That's mostly due to how timid she is as a person.
Jacob Jones, he started a recycling project at school, and it's becoming more successful and being used by other high schools.
Jada Williams, outside of school, she's won several local and state awards for her artwork.
Bahir Haddad is active in debate, and he plans to go to the debate competition.
Next, we're going to analyze the problem and defend why we chose our people.
Okay, so I chose Bahir Haddad because although he's faced with problems, he's able to overcome them and still be an okay student. Ling Cho, she's an A+ student. She's been accepted into Harvard, but she hasn't really been faced with many obstacles. So those grades are expected of her.
If we're talking obstacles, Ling Cho, let me just define that she's very, very well put together through her schoolwork, and she does not let anything hold her back in terms of outside factors from school. But here, from what I've seen about his record, seems like he fights constantly due to this parental divorce. Okay, things like this are holding him back, which is why Ling Cho is always going to be the better candidate.
Okay, Ling Cho may seem like the better candidate because he or she he has his life together. Like, of course he's gonna make A students. He's not having drama at home like Bahir Haddad. He has a perfect life. It's not hard to make A+ when your parents are probably doctors and the most intelligent people. But Bahir Haddad, he has adversity, yet he's still able to be active in debate, participate in things, extracurricular activities, and he's still able to make okay grades.
I think Jada Williams. I think Jada Williams is a better candidate to represent an average teen, more so than Jacob Jones, because he's a C student, and I think that represents the lower portion of America's students. And he seems very egotistical, self-confident, and he doesn't take any rigorous courses like Jada Williams does, and she's an AP Art, and she's accomplished a lot in that course.
Okay, Jacob Jones, he does more things outside of school, and so I think that's why his grades aren't as well. But Jada Williams, she seems to be more into her art and overcoming her dyslexia, but she's an overachiever too, and that's not good.
So now we're going to evaluate the solution that we chose, and we're going to choose. And I think we've all collectively decided that Bahir Haddad is our average student. I personally think that he's the average student now because his educational background represents an average grade. So he's a B student. Not everyone is an A+ student like Ling Cho, and not everyone but subpar performance C student like Chloe Hellman. Yeah.
I think Bahir Haddad should be the average student because he's always fighting to change school policy for the better, which is needed, and some students strive for that. So.
Well, let's be honest, guys. If this was a competition for best student of America, Ling Cho would be #1 pick. This is a competition for average student, and unfortunately, we can't all be Ling Cho.
Yeah.
Because Bahir Haddad, he's obviously gone through a lot of trials and a lot of problems in his personal life, but he's still stayed afloat as he's very active in debate, and he constantly fights to keep higher up in school policies.
I agree. Most students they have to go through problems in life, and I feel like all students of America are able to relate to that situation because everyone's gone through a problem with another. Right?